Hello Scorpio, welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the 2025 eclipse season for the sign of Scorpio. Now, do keep in mind that this is a tarot reading. This is not an astrology reading. So if you would like more specific astrological content on this eclipse season, I would recommend that you consult an astrologer or check out one of the many available astrology videos on YouTube on this topic. Now, the way that this works is we have 4 eclipses in the year of 2025. The first set, or the first series of eclipses, start here in March, on March 14th and March 29th. The energies from this first series of eclipses span all the way until the second series or set of eclipses, which is in September. All right, so these eclipses typically bring bigger themes in our lives, right? They bring bigger messages or bigger events into our lives compared to the day-to-day, right? Compared to like a normal full moon or new moon or just planetary transits. These are bigger changes. So this is something to consider. Now, by the way, the eclipses this year are in Virgo, Aries, and Pisces, all right? So the first 2 eclipses are in Virgo and Aries, and then the second 2 eclipses are in Virgo and Pisces. All right, let's go ahead and see what we have here for you, Scorpio. Now, I did feel like it was wise to make a video on this topic because it feels like in 2025, there's just so much going on. I would not be surprised to see a major world event happen around these eclipses. We'll see what happens, but there certainly is so much happening in the world right now. But with that said, we'll try to see what is going on for you personally during this eclipse season based on the tarot cards here. All right, so let me get everything set up and in view, and then we'll get right into it. Okay, I think that's looking just about good enough to me. All right, energy on the bottom. You have the 8 of Cups. So in the next 6 months or so, because remember, the energies, the things that happened here in March, you'll see the same themes, or you'll see an update or an outcome, so forth and so on, happen in September. In the next 6 months or so, you may find yourself walking away from a person. You may find yourself walking away from a career situation, I think is probably more likely, although there's definitely a love situation here. Some of you may find yourself moving on from someone, Scorpio, in the next 6 months. And this would be a blessed change or a blessed ending, as challenging as it may be. Now, if your relationship's great, that is not the message for you. If you're in a solid marriage or partnership, whatever it may be, that's not the message for you. There's something, I think, maybe in your career that you could be deciding to take a stand on. The thing about the 8 of Cups is this person realizes right now in their situation, there is stagnancy, right? There is something that is not working for them. And they're deciding, the reason I like the 8 of Cups is they're deciding to take a stand and have their back turned towards this stagnancy, towards the things that are not working. And they're walking towards the 9 of Cups, which is their goals, their dreams, their wishes, and looking to fulfill those types of things. So it's a very positive card, although it is very hard to take a stand and walk away from something, especially something that you care about, something or someone that you care about. So yes, let's see if we can get some additional messages for you here and try to get some clarifications and specifications on what this may be. All right, let me just bump the camera out here because it's going to bother me. Okay, now let's continue forward here. Now, in the overall situation here, you do have the 10 of Wands. There's something that is just, it feels hard. It feels challenging. And you may already know what this thing is as soon as I said that. But the 10 of Wands may suggest like an uphill battle in life, right? Some sort of uphill battle that you're fighting or that you are dealing with in your life. And it is a completion. It says that that challenge, that difficulty will come to an end. But it is a card of hard work and needing to work for something. So for me, what I like here is with this 10 of Wands, it seems like whatever this burden is that you're carrying, you are looking to move beyond this. You are looking to walk away from that and walk towards something that feels much better for you. So let's see what this burden may be around. I think for some of you, it's a relationship. And for some of you, it's a work situation. So the reason being is in the first column, you have the Nine of Wands, the King of Wands, and the Four of Wands. Wands connects to career many times in the tarot. And the Nine of Wands comes before the Ten of Wands. The nice thing for you here is this person is obviously weary, right? They are beaten up and battered a little bit, but they are continuing to stand their ground, right? The thing about the Nine of Wands says that you should not give up at this time. You should continue moving forward because eventually you will get the completion with the Ten of Wands, and you have it here, right? You have it here with the 9 and the 10 of Wands. So that is an incredible message for you. So you are completing something very important during this eclipse season here, Scorpio, for yourself. And the thing is, with this King of Wands below, the King of Wands is somebody who is in a job because they want to be in a job, not because they have to be in a job. That is a very important thing to kind of point out. King of Wands is extremely talented. They're extremely skilled. And so if you are in a 9 to 5, it's probably because you want to be there, not because you have to be there. And another way of looking at this is maybe you have to be there, but that doesn't mean, right, financially, right, you need to pay the bills and all of that. Sure, maybe you have to be there. But that doesn't mean that you could not get another opportunity because you possess, Scorpio, so many skills, talents, and gifts and abilities that will easily enable you to find a better opportunity that is aligned towards you and towards your purpose. And so this is a high skill card in the tarot. And so I see you in the next 6 months relieving yourself from some type of work burden. Many of you will be relieving yourself from some type of work burden, and you will be moving towards something that feels much better for you, maybe for your soul, for your alignment towards a higher purpose or a higher timeline in your work and in your career situation, okay? This is also the entrepreneur card, so it is possible that some of you will leave to pursue self-employment or to build something for yourself. You then here have the Four of Wands, which is a card of marriage. It's actually one of the major marriage cards in the tarot. You can see the two people here have just gotten married. And it's a very positive card because it can talk about other ceremonies as well. And it can indicate stability in work. Okay, so I do feel like if you move, if there's a period in the next 6 months where things are starting to get a little unstable in work, you will quickly work through that. You will quickly move on potentially to a new situation. Now, in a relationship, let's talk about this because in the middle column here, you have the Two of Cups, the Ten of Wands, and the Tower. Now, if your relationship is great, you can just fit this into your work scenario, probably, is what is more likely coming in for you in the cards. But if the relationship, if you're here for relationship stuff, the Two of Cups, yes, it's my favorite card for relationships in the tarot. You can see that there are two souls here. It's like two souls coming together, right? It's a very positive card for partnerships and relationships. However, you have to take all of the cards into consideration. You definitely see a burden on the table here with the cards, right? You have the Nine of Wands, the Ten of Wands, both can indicate some type of burden. And then you also here have the Tower, which is an upheaval potentially around something. All right, so it's possible that this relationship has become or is becoming burdensome for you. And some of you may choose to decide to not put up with this anymore, right? It doesn't mean that you're going to immediately throw in the towel or drop this person from your life, but you may try to correct this in some way. You may try to work things out with this person, and ultimately you come to some sort of amicable separation or split in some way. This could absolutely happen. It is in the cards. I do want to see what happens when we clarify, but this is showing up, okay? There could be a sudden change in the relationship dynamic that you have here during this eclipse season. It may mean that your relationship is being tried or tested. Again, it doesn't mean that this is completely falling out, but the cards are saying that there's some sort of current burden in that situation over either now or over this 6-month stretch of time. Now, Scorpio, you have the Six of Wands, the Five of Wands, and the Ace of Cups in the future here. So the thing is, the Six of Wands is a major card of success in career, and also it talks about you being in front of people. It's one of my social media cards, but you have some really nice success energy showing up here, okay? And I also wanted to use this deck of cards because it shows the astrological associations. You can see this is Leo, but also Jupiter here. And Jupiter is all about expansion and growth in some area of your life. In this case, I think career. Maybe some of you don't exactly see right now how valuable of an asset you are to your field, to your career field, or to a workplace or something like this. And this could be revealed. Remember, the tower is not just about upheavals. The tower also reveals some sort of important situation for us in our lives. It's something that we are choosing to not see right now. And you could say this another way, which is the tower exposes a false belief, right? And so if there's something that is not clear, if there's something important that we do not see, the tower will expose that for us. And I feel like in this case, this is positive. Okay, for you, it seems like in your career, you have a lot to give. You have a lot to give in your career, and you could learn the true value of the skills, talents, and abilities, the assets that you have in this field over the next 6 months. And this could bring about some nice success for you. You then have the Five of Wands, which does indicate a conflict. Again, in the relationship stuff, there may be a challenge here, or there could be a workplace conflict. Let's try to clarify in just a second. And then the Ace of Cups is a new beginning in your love situation. So let's see what this may be around. I'm going to go ahead and start to clarify this by pulling some oracle cards here. And we'll see what comes through in the oracle messages for you. So I'm going to pull 1, 2, 3, and then let's see here. Let's see what else we have here. Let's see. All right. We'll go with those 4, and let's take a look at the energy on the bottom. You have the Mercury card. So this is Mercury, open communication, get a weight off your chest, speak up with love, and be heard. Now, the first set of eclipses will be during a Mercury retrograde. So this is just something that's coming in. There hasn't been another sign that has gotten this Mercury card, so I guess I'm just throwing this out to you. We will be having a Mercury retrograde starting on March 15th. So the first series may be a little bit challenging in terms of communication. Mercury is the sign of communication, so that's something to consider. You then here have Odin, psychic insight, your third eye is open, see truth for what it is, follow your intuition. And then you also have Diana, focused intention, think about what you desire, set your sights high, and expect the best possible outcome. Whenever I get this card, I always feel like saying, isn't it always best to expect the best possible outcome? Like some people expect the worst, right? But you can flip that around and decide to expect the best possible outcome for you. You can expect the best for yourself. And from my perspective, that aligns our energy in a better way towards success. And that's something that I definitely want to bring forward for you. Now, the final 2 cards here, you have the Holy Spirit. Expect miracles. Remember that only love is real. Miracles will occur naturally. Spirit has your back. And then you also have Melchizedek, higher learning. You've learned from experience. More inner study is now required to further progress. Maybe like this idea of like life lessons, right? Because I'm not seeing like a ton of, do we have any Pentacles cards? We don't. Pentacles is a sign associated with learning or higher education. So maybe this experience that you're having here in the next 6 months or so could be providing you with like a significant life lesson. But let's go ahead. It's like the school of life type deal. Let's go ahead and let's start to clarify this situation even more by pulling some additional tarot cards. Now, Scorpio, I do hope you're doing well. Hope things are going good for you. And yes, these readings have definitely been pretty deep. It is an eclipse reading, and yeah, definitely this reading's pretty deep as well. So you have the Chariot here. This is the idea of as above, so below. You have the Ace of Wands, amazing, and then you have the World. So you have incredible clarifications here coming in the first column. So the Chariot here, it's like how are you working with the universe to make something happen, right? You see the sphinxes on the bottom. The sphinxes are associated with Earth. And then on the canopy here, you see the stars. This represents the universe. And the idea is like, as it is done down here, it is done up there type deal, right? Like, how are you working with the universe to make something happen? I also see this, I think this is a dreidel. I think so. But I'm going to take it as that, which is this idea that the world, the earth keeps spinning, right? Things keep moving, right? So you can't delay something forever, right? You have to keep moving forward. Things keep spinning. Things keep moving. And the Chariot is definitely a card of movement. This person is in the Chariot. They're leaving the old place and moving to a new place. It is a card of success, but it's like, what are you doing like what actions are you taking to work with the universe, right? And as you put in the work, as you put in the action, the universe, your spirit guides, God, whatever you believe in, will reward you with good karma or good synchronicities, however you want to sort of look at it. And the thing is, with this Knight of Wands and the Chariot, it's definitely not a time to give up here over the next 6 months, especially around whatever it is that you desire or whatever this thing is, this burden that you need to walk away from. If you feel very strongly about walking away from this thing, this is a clear sign to walk away from it, right? Because you cannot delay the inevitable. You then here have the Ace of Wands, which I love this for you. You have my classic entrepreneurship combination. Ace of Wands clarifying the King of Wands is a very strong signal. If you are looking to create a YouTube channel, if you're looking to create a business, some sort of like social media venture, anything like that, this is a very, very positive sign for you that this could bring about a lot of success, because you also here have the World. The World is overarching, overwhelming success and a major, major completion in one's life. It's the biggest completion in the tarot. It is the, excuse me, it is the final major arcana. And it also indicates some level of certainty as well. And so with the Four of Wands, the Four of Wands can indicate like, it can definitely indicate, what is the word? Stability. And while the Four of Wands indicates stability, the World indicates certainty. And so you have a firm footing around something in your life. You have a firm foundation around something in your life. And I feel like you can fall back on this, particularly in your career stuff. So that's interesting, because this would also be good for relationship energy, but the career seems to be the highlight for you over the next 6 months, Scorpio. You'll be making changes. You'll be potentially getting a new job or starting a new business for yourself. You then have the King of Swords, you have the Seven of Pentacles, and you have the Nine of Pentacles. All right, so I was looking for relationship stuff here. You know, the King of Swords, this is like a lawyer energy. It can also, the swords in tarot can represent cutting or separating, but the King of Swords is also somebody who's extremely fair, okay? Extremely fair and balanced. This person does not play favorites in life, right? This is somebody who's going to look at everyone equally type deal, right? They're not going to play favorites. And as you have that with your Two of Cups here, your relationship situation, you may be just looking at the situation like how it is, right? You may be saying to yourself, this is what it is, type deal. And you may be making some decisions. It's interesting, this Seven of Pentacles card, this person, they kind of seem bored. I never get this idea of boredom from the Seven of Pentacles, but you can kind of see they look bored, but the reality is that they're actually contemplating. It's just something that's coming into my intuition here. But this person's actually contemplating what to do with the Pentacles here. However, I'm getting like some energy of boredom potentially. There may be some type of financial burden that you are going to be releasing at this time, because the Nine of Pentacles is a very much progressed version of the Seven of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is about your financial independence. And what I love here for you is you have this with the Tower, which can be sort of like an outsized event, meaning this could be some sort of like unique event or some sort of like shocking event that happens in your financial life in this case, that could maybe bring about some new prosperity for you in your independence and for you personally. This intuitively feels like it's connected to a business venture, a side hustle, some sort of work that you're doing that you absolutely are passionate about with the Wands. Wands is also the suit of passion, talents, hobbies, interests. You then here have the Wheel of Fortune, the Ten of Swords, and the Six of Swords. All right, so the reading started off like in a little bit of a negative way, but what I love here is with I try to make it as positive as possible, but what I love here with the Ten of Swords and the Five of Wands, in the next 6 months, you will absolutely remove some sort of conflict from your life. Like, you will definitely remove some type of burden. The Ten of Swords releases yourself from something that needs to be released, especially with the Tower, right? And it's almost like, you know what, I don't know, this phrase came into my mind. I always say it whenever this happens in a reading. It's like pushing the button. It's almost like some of you are pushing a button and all of a sudden you wake up and you're like, okay, I'm done with this. I'm done with this situation. It's like you're pushing the button and it's like a switch. You wake up and the switch flips on and you're like, okay, no, I'm done with this situation. Like I'm taking a step towards my own self-interest and in doing the things I want to be doing. And whatever this burden is, I'm letting go of it. It's like you're snapping your finger, you're flipping a switch, or you're pressing a button, and you just have an energy shift. You have a change in energy here. And you also here have this Six of Swords, which is about a transition. There's changes in your relationship. Ace of Cups is new beginnings in love, or changes in love, but it's a transition for some of you in your relationship life. This could mean you finding someone as well if you're single. And pre-existing relationships changing potentially. You'll have to let me know how this plays out. You then here have the Wheel of Fortune, which is the Jupiter card. It's always a good sign, right? The Wheel of Fortune is a major card of your destiny in the tarot. So destiny is striking for you here, especially with the Six of Wands, which is indicating success potentially in career. On the bottom, you now have transformation. You have the Death card. So big changes happening here for Scorpios. By the way, this is your card, Scorpio. You are the Death card in the tarot. So you are front and center here. And I would say, like, what area over the next 6 months do you feel like you know at the gut level you need to walk away from? And I think for some of you, for a lot of you actually, this is going to be around career stuff. The relationship stuff is kind of like up in the air, but there could be changes as well. Let's see what the Kipper cards have to say. Okay, so you have child, mature woman, thief, courtship, change, and message of concern. Change is on the horizon for Scorpio. You then have the main male on the bottom. So there could be like a main character in your life. This is somebody who's significant to you in your life where you have some decisions that need to be made here, right? Some decisions. It doesn't have to be doom and gloom, but there may be just some conversations that need to be had. Certainly could be transitioning away from this relationship or away from this person in some way, but there is a transition, there is a change here. Also, some of you may be moving. The change card indicates moving. You can see the bags are packed, the car's ready to go, and they're moving out of this apartment here. I think what I'm also going to do is clarify this. Okay, yeah, so you have main male and main female. That's counterparts in this deck, and we're also going to take this one. Okay, coffin is just an ending. Don't let that stress you out. Some people see these cards, like the death card and the coffin, and they get like really stressed. It's just an ending. This is basically the death card. It's just an ending in some situations. So this is what I have here for you, Scorpio. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button and subscribe, and I'll most certainly be talking to you again soon.